Do you know what I like to do when there's a big snowfall here in South Carolina and the whole state shuts down? I like to look at some baseball cards. Yeah, I think this is the first time we've had snow that actually laid for a while since I moved here. It's pretty crazy. The whole place is shut down. I got a special gift or gifts, and I have some rare cards and some other cool cards I want to show you. First, I got a special gift from a channel, Rocks Cousteau. Great name. And I'm going to put links to his videos in the description here of when he got these things. But he goes to antique stores and places like that, and he looks for, great items. And he found this exceptional item here. He got it for $20 at an antique store in Ohio, and he wanted to send it to me. It is a sheet of old NFL signatures. It's in a plastic case, and someone took the time to identify players. Well, they might be the person who got the signatures, but they put the jersey numbers near all the signatures. And this is going to be like a jigsaw puzzle for me to figure out. I'm going to have to go through here. So this is kind of a teaser. I'm going to do another video when I identify the signatures and point them all out. A couple stand out at me. John Henry Johnson, Dante Lavelli I saw on here. But I'm going to do a deep dive. Special gift. Thank you so much. But he also included a stack of cards I wasn't expecting. These from 1954. Now, these are a stack of SMA Grading Company cards. And so, at first glance, when you're looking at these, you might think they're fake slabs, they're fake cards because they're really white. But what these are is the very first issue of Sports Illustrated, which I have here, included reprints of the 1954 Topps cards. And they're paper. Now this unfolds a few times. It's a big long piece, but I don't like to mess with it, so I'm not going to pull it out. I'm just going to show you those. And so these are those cutouts. And there's a stack of them here. Johnny Antonelli, Gus Zernal, Granny Hamner, great name, Hank Sauer, Ray Jablonski here. So these come from that magazine. Now, there was another magazine, and I can't remember if it was the very next issue or later on, but there was another magazine that year where they did additional reprints, and they included players who were not in the 1954 Topps set. I've shown this before. One of them was Mickey Mantle. And the ones who weren't included in the cards, they made black and whites. So they were black and white paper cards. I got this. This is a press photo from the 1971 World Series. Mark Belanger sliding in and beating a throw to Manny Sanguillen. Really cool image. I got this for $10. I thought that wasn't too bad for a Pirate fan. I'll never see another photo of a Pittsburgh Pirate in the World Series ever again, so I cherish these. I got this rare card. This is a 1937 O-Pee-Chee, Tony Lazzeri. It's a beauty. Just to give you an idea of how scarce these are, PSA has only graded 20 total copies of this card. This is a really special card. This is a 1887 N284 gold coin of Bob Carruthers. Check out this, baby. I love 19th century cards. Now, I don't like to argue with people over who should be in the Hall of Fame, who should not be in the Hall of Fame. Don't get into those arguments. But one could make the argument that Bob Carruthers should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know what the rules are for 19th century players, if they're the same as everybody else, where you need 10 years minimum, because Bob only played 9 years. But if they do have that rule, I think they should loosen it for 19th century players, if they do have the 10-year rule. He played in the American Association. Man, it wasn't formed until 1881, 1882, somewhere like that. So let's say a player came up, started in that association when he was 30 or something. He's not going to have the longevity. They didn't have $100 million contracts back then. Not everybody played baseball or chose to. And as the league got more popular, probably attracted more players who came into the league when they were older. So I don't know if that rule stands, if that rule exists, but if it does, I think they should maybe lighten it up for 19th century players. What do you think? I mean, they don't have that rule for Negro League players. They don't have to play 10 years to get in. I just don't think that would necessarily be fair. But let me run through his stats. But before I do, this is a scarce card. This has a PSA pop of 8 total graded. But let me tell you a little bit about Parisian Bob here. That was his nickname. He twice he was the wins leader. He was a shutouts leader twice. He won in winning percentage 3 times, and he was the ERA leader once. His record was 218 wins to only 99 losses, with a lifetime ERA of 2.83, 900 strikeouts, a 282 batting average, with 29 home runs, which wasn't too bad in the 1800s. Now, his 175 wins in the American Association was the second all-time in that association. His 2.62 ERA was the lowest of any pitcher with 2,000 innings. He was the only pitcher to have 40-win seasons on 2 different association teams. Now, he had the highest winning percentage of any player until 1950. And he is still 4th on the all-time winning percentage list. Number 1 on that list is Clayton Kershaw. He recently became number 1 on the list. I know I had checked this about 2 years ago, and he was 2 or 3 or 4, I think. Number 2 on the list is Dave Fouts. He also played in the 1800s. And then Whitey Ford. And then Bob Carruthers. So he's still 4th all time in winning percentage. So that's my case for Bob Carruthers, Parisian Bob. All right, let me show you this fantastic 1960 Veda Pinson Cons Wieners. Beautiful card. I just love these cards. When I was young and I first saw them, man, they were so cool to me. This is a scarce card too. I don't know how many SGC graded, but PSA has only ever graded 12 of these. A really cool image. Let me show you that back again. Here is a 1929. Another pretty scarce card. This is a Cashin Paul Wainer. Working on this set. If you don't know these cards, they're blank back. They came in boxes. I believe sold in like department kind of stores. Here's a 1972 Icy Bear, Jerry West. Cool set. 1953 Bowman, Eddie Matthews. Such a great card. Here's a 1969 Topps Andy Messersmith rookie. Man, he was a good pitcher. Doesn't get much love these days. Here's a fantastic 1964 Topps stand-up. These cards came 1 to a pack. They were not inserts. They were their own series. 1 to a pack. So that's why they were so scarce. Plus, they probably weren't as popular as the regular Topps back then. And here's a 1963 Topps Johnny Unitas. 63 set. Tough. Condition sensitive. But I wanted to grab one of these. And man, don't you miss cartoons on the back of cards? Well, I guess I don't, because I collect vintage. I got lots of cartoons on my cards. Oh, my cat's acting up. You might be able to hear him meowing back there. Got into a fight, has a little wound. He's wanting attention. I wanted to let you guys know, because I get asked this a lot. So for the oversized SGC holders, I get asked if they make sleeves for them. And I always recommended the Superior Fit for PSA. They make the perfect fit for PSA. They fit these, but they're a little big. But I discovered that they are now making them for SGC. So any of you that buy these, they now have them. Superior Fit Innovations, they have their own website. And you can now get, look how perfect. Perfect fit sleeves for your oversized SGC holders. So I have to re-sleeve a whole bunch of cards. So I gots to go. Thanks for hanging out with me.